God said, write the vision and make it plain. And so we did. Sign your mind. Let's go. Visions of love and relationships. Hard times felt your vibe like you were ready to dip. But the visions had us focused, so together we built a foundation based on God, trust, and honesty. And then we chopped it up on the boundaries. I never crossed those lines. You were part of me, on my knees, thanking God above. For sending such grace and shining His love. Butterflies at the thought of you. 18 years, let's make it 82. Hate on you, well then they hate me too. A deep thought, without you, what would I do? Visions of love, love, love. And I'm loving you.
What's up, visionaries?
What's up?
Well, welcome to another episode of Visions of Love and Relationships. We hope everybody's doing well as usual. Yep, I am Tanya, and this is wonderful. And today's discussion, we're going to chop it up on having realistic expectations when finding love. That's very important in today's world, okay? It's easy to get caught up on the idea of a perfect relationship or a perfect partner. However, having unrealistic expectations can lead to disappointment and a lot of frustration. Today we're going to explore reasons why it's important to let go of that idea, okay? Because again, you definitely don't want it to lead to that frustration and disappointment, and you just gonna keep bumping your head, and you wondering why you're not in a relationship or even dating. It's maybe because your expectations are too high.
Yeah, and this creates a consistent cycle of searching for something better.
Mm-hmm.
We in and out of relationships, keep searching for something better and not truly being satisfied.
Yeah, never being satisfied. And here we go again. I'm single. Okay, so
in another relationship,
or looking.
Yeah, looking for more, look for love again,
all over again, or not even starting, not even dating because we got that unrealistic expectation. So we take that first date or something. Maybe this person don't make enough, or you find that out through the date, and you decide, oh, he don't make enough for me, or she don't make enough for me. Mainly it's gonna be the women, though. I know it's women like that.
And a lot of times we just not asking the right questions or asking enough questions. So therefore we haven't really gave the relationship or the love a chance to kind of develop.
Right. That's deep. Or sometimes we might not be asking the right questions, and we start that relationship, and the expectations are too low,
or the expectations are not met.
And
then we end up in a collision with love, trying to fight and battle love, which is not the way it should be.
Another thing is that having realistic expectations allows for growth and compromise. Okay, nobody perfect. In every relationship, you're going to have ups, you're going to have your downs, but recognizing that both parties have their own needs and wants and limitations can create a space for both of us to have open communication and compromise. We definitely want to make sure we got those realistic expectations, or we're not going to even make it into a relationship. Okay? So having realistic expectation leads to a healthier sense of self-worth as well. When we let go of the idea of perfection, we can focus on building a strong sense of self-worth.
And that's gonna make
self-love too.
Like I said, and that's gonna make that love life a whole lot more fulfilling when we do find it. We don't be the one that self-sabotage it.
Having realistic expectations can lead to more meaningful connections. Okay? So, like if you got unrealistic expectations for the person you're dating, or who, my thing is, this is you trying to find somebody today. If you single and you looking to get into a relationship and you're searching for a certain type of person, but your expectations are just unrealistic. It's gonna be
or
hard
you don't
to
have no
meaningful
expectations at all, and then when stuff start hitting you and falling, like relationship, you start getting in relationship because you don't have any expectations. Then you just like you left in defense mode, in defensive mechanism in relationships, and you just like you survive, and everything's like you winging. You have no set goal of what you want, so you got to find out the hard way. You got to find out when you're in a relationship, when you were trying to first love. Oh, that ain't the kind of love I want.
Yeah,
this ain't the kind of love I want, because we didn't set the expectations in front. Like I said, when we focus on building a relationship based on shared values, and how do you know the shared values? We need to talk more. We need to talk to see if we do share the same values,
right,
interests, and just if we compatible. Sometimes we get inside a relationship and we don't even be compatible. You can tell. I know we might have our little quick conversations or talking and stuff, but a lot of times we don't talk enough to see it. Are we compatible and stuff?
Right.
Because after about 5 or 6 years, we gonna know that the honeymoon stage is over.
Yeah.
And we not compatible. Now we bickering and arguing like, damn, I want a house. I want somebody to be home, and you ripping around in the street. So we not compatible. So we search for love in an area that's not compatible. Our values are messed up. You like to run the streets. I want a man to stay home and want a man to work, or want a woman that works or stay home or something. And then we end up getting in a relationship trying to find love, and it collides.
Yeah, that's true. But for the focus that I want you visionaries to understand is that if you see a man, let's say he working at a restaurant, for the women, if you see a man that's working at a restaurant, don't automatically assume, and he eyeing you or something, he might want to talk to you or something, you assuming that, oh, he work at this restaurant, so, man, he ain't my type. I know he ain't making enough, or he ain't this and he ain't that. Don't automatically assume that what he's trying to do don't align with what you might like. And you just missed your opportunity for what could have been a love connection. So he might work at the restaurant, but he might have a big house already. He might have that money stacked up in a bank account. He might be investing, that might be his second job, or he might just be doing it.
Or he might know, like I said, all money spends the same. So like I said, I think a lot of people, but with money and stuff, like you look for somebody with money, you see this, a lot of people making 6 figures now. They make 6 for you, make 6 figures a year, and they living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So it's not about what you have. Maybe that man that's not making that much, he know how to manage that money.
Absolutely.
So he might live better than you. Where he got a car, he might have a paid for car. He might not live paycheck to pay. He might have money every week. You never know what the next person have. Just because you make a lot, that don't mean you keep a lot.
Right.
And that don't mean you know how to manage. A lot of people, they went to school and they got the education, but now they making that money, and they struggling because they are making that money. They don't know how to manage it.
Right.
So you can never look at. I don't think you can look at somebody as far as their income and see, oh, they making that look. Everybody they wasn't born into it.
Right.
Like we was talking about before, a lot of times it's our past generation that we kind of cling to what's familiar to us. We scared. A lot of times we be scared to. Some people venture out, but a lot of times people just be scared to venture outside the norm.
Right.
So therefore they don't make as much money. They might make a little more than their mom because we in a different time, but they don't stretch out too far for the people they surrounded themselves with.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like that's why it's a lot of single people. Yeah. Because they got unrealistic expectations.
And they focus on the money.
Yeah, they focusing on the wrong thing. The looks, the body. I mean, I know true indeed you got to be attracted to a person in some kind of way.
Attracted,
But at the same time, just not giving people the time of the day. You might not be physically attracted to his or her appearance, but if you sit down and talk to them, or even gave them a chance, maybe their personality or what they, their personality will make up for the part that you don't physically like in their physical, you know what I'm saying? Because personality, that means a lot.
I mean, because once like I said, the honeymoon stages of the relationship is over, it's not going to be about look. Yeah, you're gonna look at beauty and stuff, but you're gonna look past that beauty once you get in a relationship and they attitude ain't right.
Right.
That prettiness ain't gonna.
Right. I don't want
prettiness ain't gonna keep the man
good looking
or the woman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want no good looking abuser. So in the end, all that stuff's not gonna matter. It's gonna matter is, do you got shared value? Do you have interests together? And are you competitive? Are we equally yoked? Are we bumping heads? Are we fighting, bickering, and arguing when we first, like, we 2-3 weeks in and we bickering and arguing?
Yeah. When I think about it, baby, if we went off of expectations, we wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know what you would have been thinking about me at that point in time in my life, you know, and you as well, you know. We didn't go off, or we didn't have high expectations. We was at the level. We was at the level we are. Like I said, we was at the level we are. Yeah. And I would have never thought, like I said, that we would bloom like this quickly. Yeah. But when we get on the same page, that's why I said it's extension. But our relationship from the jump wasn't all that rocky. We was yoked up good. We didn't fight out. We didn't do hardly no fights the first years. But I think a lot of people, they get inside relationships and they bicker and arguing. You a year inside the relationship and y'all arguing and y'all can't talk together. These, like I said, a lot of these new couples, they so much on the phone and they not having these conversations. They actually build that bond before we get all serious. Now you got your feelings all in the relationship, and it wasn't your expectation was low. So like I said, you just settled for this relationship because they don't want to leave, but now y'all done got locked up and now y'all think y'all joined together without really understanding that y'all not. Right. And that he or she really don't meet your expectations. Yeah. Even though your expectations might not be high. It might just be your expectations of what you want, but because you think you're in love and you didn't do your due diligence, you're stuck.
And you didn't know your self-worth, so now you're stuck in a relationship. Right. And like, my expectations are not being met. I mean, I'm like, you want to leave the relationship, but you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you can't leave because now y'all financially tied together, maybe shacking up and living together. And
now maybe she pregnant or all kinds of stuff. Y'all done bought a house together. Anything.
Hope you ain't bought a house with y'all in there. That's crazy. If you bought a house, I hope you ain't bought a house. Hope they haven't. But people do crazy stuff,
Yeah. Okay, so having expectations, again, realistic ones, can lead to good connections. Okay, and now we're going to unpack what we believe why we believe people shouldn't have high expectations for the person that they choose to date. Number one is because nobody is perfect.
Nobody is perfect, man. Everyone has their flaws. Everyone has their weakness. Everybody has an area that they need to improve.
Absolutely. Having expectations for a partner can set them up for failure.
Set you up for failure.
Yeah, can set them up for failure. And you, absolutely. And nobody can live up to unrealistic expectations. And for example, having nobody is perfect is expecting a partner to never make a mistake, expecting them to never get angry or always be happy.
Cheerful.
Yeah. And this can lead to disappointment and frustration. I mean, everybody is human. Nobody is perfect. So, okay, they gonna get angry. They gonna make mistakes. Ain't nothing gonna always, what you say, be peaches and
peaches and cream.
Did you say peaches and cream?
Peaches and roses. Peaches and roses. Yeah. Unreal expectations can also, like I said, stem up in the form just like you might want your partner to do romantic things every week, or you might say, "Damn, why you don't take me out every week?" You're like, "Damn, baby, we don't have no money. We got these kids." But like I said, a lot of times our expectations are not met in a relationship, or because we don't either know it, or like I said, we just don't open our mouth and say it. And like I said, closed mouth don't get fed. Then we end up getting whatever it takes, whatever that person willing to give, how they show love and affection. We end up getting it, and it backfires because that's not how we receive it.
Right.
Well, that's what goes into the 5 love languages, but we're not going to.
That's another video.
But like I say, the 5 love languages is the things that puts you in that expectation, so you can see like, dang, if you messing with, you just getting started out, then you understand, you self-aware of yourself. You know you self-love yourself, so you know, like, I want to receive love like this. So when you meet somebody, they might hit it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you ever say, well, bam, this is my he not all what I expected, but he right there meeting where I want to look.
Right.
Because in the end, people, like I said, people's gonna realize it's not about looks. It's not about, like I said, them looks don't go away. When you get old, everybody gonna be wrinkled.
Yeah.
You're not gonna look the same.
Right.
I have kids, baby. So, but when the end, when it's that, can you love me the way I want to be loved?
Yeah.
That I can live with.
Yeah, and you can tell if this the type of person that you can mold.
Yeah.
That can mold you. You know,
Yeah.
like if they got potential.
Yeah, you want somebody that you can mold. You don't want a man that's too manly, or can't nobody tell him nothing. You don't want a girl that's too girly. We got everybody. We in an individualist society right now, so everybody's me against you. Everybody's like separated.
Yeah.
You want to be in a relationship, but you still want to have your powerful self. And in today's society, if you want to find your ideal partner, you either gonna be powerful or you can be connected, but you can't be both. I think so many people we trying to find this partner, and we want to come with our masculinity woman self, or female woman self, or masculinity man self, and we in a collision with the one we trying to love.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Another thing that having high expectations or unrealistic expectations can cause is it can limit potential partners.
Mm-hmm.
So you seeding and weeding, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Weeding and seeding or whatever it is. But anyway, when you have, particular requirements and
expectations.
Yeah, you just, what you call it when you, what's it called when you clean it? You see a spot.
OCD?
Yeah. You can't be OCD on the partner, okay? Somebody that's limiting the dating pool is missing out on potential great partners.
Like they want their partner to be 6 feet tall.
Something like what I was saying earlier about somebody working in a restaurant.
Specific job.
Yeah.
Or certain religion.
Yeah.
You're missing out on a lot of partners that might fit your criteria, but you don't know because you live, oh, he's too short. Well, so she work at McDonald's.
Yeah. You said certain religion.
I mean,
that's true, but
But I mean, everybody don't push their religion on you. I mean, like you might be a Christian, but you might be a man that he's not a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's not good, because that's the one qualification of not a good husband.
Equal yoke.
Yeah, and not an equal yoke. But hey, to each his own. But if y'all both like that, then that's a different story. And I'm no storyteller.
Okay. Another thing is it can put pressure on a relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when one partner has high expectations for the other, it can put pressure on a relationship and create an unhealthy power dynamic.
Yeah, and that's what I said. You can be powerful. You can be connected. We both trying to fight for the power, the power of the relationship, and that's gonna create an unhealthy dynamic.
Yeah,
you can't be powerful and connected. You both gotta be connected, and you gotta let your power aside.
Yeah.
Put your power aside. You want to be in love, and you got to step down. So we need to tone it down. So like I said, sometimes it's just we trying to be too womanly or too manly, tone it down so we can humble ourselves and meet the partner
halfway.
Meet the partner halfway, man.
Yeah.
So we can't be both.
Yeah. All right. It can also prevent growth and change.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can't. It's hard to change when y'all both in that battlefield, man.
All right, so if somebody is expected to fit a certain mold or a certain expectation, they may feel like they can't grow or change as a person. Okay, so this can lead to stagnant and unfulfilling relationships. And an example of this is if somebody expects their partner to always be that same person they fell in love with.
Yeah, that's a big burden.
Yeah, so this might make them, resistant.
Yeah, like sex. They might say sex, but we was having sex from all the time when we was young.
Yeah. What happened?
Boy, you used to cook dinner all the time.
Yeah.
That was before I had all these kids.
Yeah. Okay, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
I'm cooking for 8 now.
And what we better realize, man, people grow, man. Once you don't, nothing stays the same. Nothing in life stays the same, and you really can't have no expectation. You expecting things to be the same. Like you could be the same as you was in your 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, certain things do. Like you need to keep the core in a relationship, the core.
Yeah.
But we gonna change, man. You're gonna grow. We're gonna get hair loss and everything else, and we're gonna want different things in different stages of life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that's good, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, another thing that having high expectations can do is just be unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair to expect somebody to be everything that you want them to be in a partner. Somebody you want them or need them to be in a partner. Okay? Recognize that both partners are human beings and we all have our own needs. So both partners gonna have their own needs, okay?
Yeah.
Their own needs, their wants, their limitations.
Yeah.
And for an example, if somebody expect their partner to fulfill all their emotional and social needs without allowing them to have their own individual life.
Yeah, like being with them all the time,
That's
that's like somebody you might be a loner, like you don't really like to go out like that.
Yeah.
And then you're expecting a partner, like I said, you're expecting your partner to be a house body and not go out. That's why it's good that you know your expectations to address that up front. You can see a man, like I said, there's two type of men. It's men that like to cling to their friends, and it's men that like to cling to their girls or their woman. And you can tell a man who like to cling to his friends, he's probably always with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably not spending time with you. So you need to recognize, like I said, you need to recognize that to have boundaries in place that you know that this is not the type of person that you want to be with. So when you do get in a relationship and you think it's love, you're like, dang, it's an expectation not being met and he's not meeting it. And that's something you can't switch a man who like to be with his friends to being a house body like that.
Yeah, that's something to recognize.
It's a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
So if you can recognize it, he gonna stay home.
Yeah, and don't get with him or her
expecting them to change.
When they that person that cling to their friends and expect them to change and just be with you all the time now that y'all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be an unexpected. Your expectations not gonna be met, and it's gonna leave you unfulfilled and emotionally drawn away because they not meet your expectations. If you want them to kind of be your social, you might not. If you want them to kind of be your everything, and they can't be that.
Right.
Everybody gotta have their own life. You gotta allow that freedom for people to have their individuality.
Yeah. Very important. Okay. Well, that wraps this video on high expectations.
Yeah, well, you never know what can unfold. So, like we said, it's good to just ask questions and put the expectations out there. What you expect out there, but don't have the bar too high where you missing you living in your limiting pool of dating and you messing yourself up.
Yep. So don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Humble yourself. Don't miss your opportunity. You know. And have realistic expectations.
and real relationship, like I said, a good relationship is going to take work. Nothing is going to be easy. Now, you're not going to, real love, like I said, when you find that partner, y'all are not going to fight. Y'all are not going to be fighting, bickering, and arguing the first little years. So if you in a relationship, you think you found love and y'all bickering and arguing y'all first little years, they probably not the one. They're probably not the one. The first years is the 5 stages of relationship. And the first stage is love. Yeah. So if you in a relationship, y'all under a year, and y'all bickering on, you just don't want to be with that bitch. Y'all, you with them, but you like, hey, all we do is fight, and that's not the one, man. So
recognize it.
Recognize it early. The early
recognize the red flags.
Man. Recognize the red flags in dating and finding that love.
And if that's you, don't go getting married.
Yeah.
Go ahead and end that thing. I know sometimes. If you're in a relationship with somebody for that long, for a year or two, you feel like you create things together. But a year of creating will save you a lifetime of pain. Yeah. If you let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Before it get to the marriage stage, because you win it when you married.
Well, even like I said, years or 2 years deep in a relationship, man. That's, you don't want to get all deep into a unhealthy, draining relationship that take your peace, man.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. You definitely don't want to take the next step and go to marriage.
Yeah. So become self-aware, recognize, lower your expectations, but have expectations.
Yeah, have realistic expectations. That's gonna be the key to finding and maintaining healthy, fulfilling relationships. Okay, let go of the idea. Perfect relationship. Create space for growth.
Compromise.
Compromise.
Yeah. Compromise.
I don't know why I'm saying compromise.
Yeah. Compromise. Like
compromise
I said,
and self-worth.
Compromise. Not, you can be powerful, you can be connected, but you can't be both.
Right. All right.
This will lead to a more fulfilling and connected relationship with your partner when you do find that one. So, wherever you see this video, subscribe.
And we
like this video.
Yeah, and we hope that you enjoyed, and we hope this discussion was helpful.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about realistic and unrealistic expectations in a relationship?
Yeah.
Let us know, and be sure to, like my husband said, subscribe, like, comment, because we're gonna be talking dating and more coming up. You don't want to miss it.
All right. See you in the next one.
They had visions.
And together, they built a life that they love.
Go build
it and get the book.
Okay.
See you in the next one.
Visions.